Swindle's young lad, young local lad, just 20 years of age.
Yeah, one of three in the Leicester lineup tonight who are natives of the county.
Little bit of shape. Goes for a boundary. Sometimes it's a cruel game as a bowler.
Searching delivery early on for Brooks. Just catching Swindle on the crease, didn't manage to get his foot out to it, just thrust the hands at the outswinger. Was lucky to get away with that one.
Yeah, better length.
Pitch looks decent. Looks to be a fair surface. Probably be lacking a little bit of pace, but other than that, the batters should enjoy themselves this evening.
Better shape, just coming back just a little bit. First over done, 9 from it.
Cool evening here at Grace Road. Lily and Ackerman down to coming at 3 and 4. Ackerman's having a good summer so far. 220 runs in the blast. Strike rate of 130. Lewis Hill, interesting to see him play, young keeper batter. Just 23 years of age and making a bit of a name for himself here. He's a man who's made a name for himself over the years. Roughed up a few batters in his time too. Fidel Edwards.
Fidel Edwards on loan from Hampshire, where he has a red ball contract. Saw him, I reckon, though, in the final of the Royal London 50 over competition. Hampshire were under par, he came steaming in.
Yeah, he got paid a match fee for the final, I think. I remember facing Fidel for the first time, and I'm not sure whether this was before there was video analysis of the opposition and stuff, or whether I just didn't bother looking at it. Probably the latter. The first two deliveries I faced from Fidel at a raucous Sabina Park. The first one hit me on the wrist and I ended up turning my back on it. Just had no idea where the ball had come from. The second one clipped me on the throat as it went through to the keeper. And I thought, oh, I better wake up here.
Good, stay pretty straight, no width whatsoever, especially if you're a skiddy bowler. So you're playing, what, you're opening the batting for England and had no idea what Fidel Edwards did?
I was batting 3. I was in the first over. No idea. I'd never seen it. Never seen anything like it. He and Tino Best. I think Tino was playing his first Test match, bowled extremely quickly. And then Harmy did the rest. 7 for 12. Quick game's a good game.
Oh, good so far from Fidel. When you come to this ground, you generally see what you think looks like a good place for batting. There's always a tinge of green to the surface, but that almost makes it even better because it can just skip on that little bit quicker. When there's no grass on this surface, a bit like Bristol, generally then you think it might be a little bit slow.
You see the way that the ground sort of crumbles when the batsman is making his mark there. Shows you that it is dry underneath. It needs that green tinge.
well in the power play so far. Fidel Edwards this year been a good signing. 5 wickets in the power play, going at what, 7 and over. Skinny jeans. Looked like he didn't quite pick that up. Two overs done, 12 for none.
Low arm. Still generating decent pace. It's up above 85 miles per hour every delivery that over.
This is the North group at the moment. Pretty much around halfway for most of the teams. Leicestershire need to get going. Had a good win in their last match against Worcestershire. Worcestershire obviously defending champions. That will give them a lot of confidence. They've also beaten the Notts Outlaws. James Wayman, another recruit for the Birmingham team, released by Yorkshire last year.
There's another game going on in the North group tonight. Just looking at Leicestershire down there, 5 points. A win would take them up into the top 4, but Durham if they beat Northants. Could also nip above the Birmingham Bears should Leicestershire prevail here. Bears will go into 3rd place above the Outlaws if they should win. Be tight in both groups, as it generally is in the Blast. I
often feel that's the beauty of T20 cricket, really. So often the longer formats, you can sort of tell form is such a big thing. And you can just look down at a side and generally you think more skillful side will win, but actually in T20 cricket, one player can have such an impact. One player can have a day out. Could it be Cosgrove, Swindle? At the moment, actually, this surface that we're talking about being good for batting and zipping through looks a little bit slow. That's about a line and length. This type of pitch, you have to make the running, especially against someone like Wayne. Lovely shot, lifted over extra cover, 1 bounce 4.
Very nice from Harry Swindles. Give him an enormous amount of confidence. Just got it up there in the slot. Swindles with a free swing of the bat, almost sent it all the way for 6.
Stopped a fraction in the surface.
Among other things, Captain Jeet Patel said that he felt that under the lights later it might just come on a little bit better. That's why he was more than happy to bowl first. Hit him with a few questions though, didn't he?
Well, if Dom Sibley could play Test cricket. Oh, lovely shot again. Carbon copy of the one a couple of balls ago. Good over for the Birmingham Bears, 23 for none.
John says, footy's on. Kay says, I'll cook tonight. John says, footy. Kay says, by the way, my flatmate's out. Winking face.
Toyota iGo. Just go. Available with 0% APR representative.
always get a flow somewhere. Just got to wait at times for those balls that are right in the slot. Correction from the last over, good over for Leicestershire. Hint of width. You'll always get punished if you stray wide of that off stump.
Yeah, 3 boundaries in the last 4 deliveries. They all had width in common. The straight ball in between was defended back down the pitch, but anything that's been wide of the stumps has been gratefully pounced on. Cosgrove is not missing out on his favourite square cut.
Oh, that is a beautiful bit of batting. Nothing more than a punch down the ground.
Well, he's got a touch of genius about him at times, Mark Cosgrove. I just think the first time that I saw him play, that he reminded me of Darren Lehman in terms of the way he was able to control the bat face, play strokes like that, minimal foot movement, just get the hands up high and punch through the ball. It's a high quality shot. British passport, Lehman, born in South Australia. Dom Sibley just practicing a few left-handed drives. He's scoring a few runs, but there's no need for that, is it?
Well, they say he has a unique technique. I thought it was interesting that when I was speaking to him talking about how he's gone away from a more classical technique, because he didn't feel that worked for him. Being side on, talking about that left shoulder going down the ground. Actually, he found it easier to be more open.
Well, there's more than one way of doing it, isn't there? There's no better example than the 2 fellas who made hundreds at Edgbaston last week. Burns and Smith. Smith just shouldn't be allowed to score runs. Not doing that, he just shouldn't be allowed. He hardly ever misses the middle of the bat. He's absolutely extraordinary to watch. He's a fabulous player. I'm not going to say he's better than Kohli, because I've seen what's happened to you since you did.
I don't think that's a bad way, slower balls. Take the pace off. Should explain that. So I was on the train coming back from, where were we last week? Manchester, bored with the kids who were, I think one of my kids, well, they're both on electronic devices because I'm a lazy kid. I was a little bit bored, so I just tweeted, oh well, there we go, Smith's now better than Kohli, and still I'm getting hammered. How well has he timed that? Looked originally like just trying to get out the way of the ball. Then managed to get it past third man. 14 from the over, 37 for none.
Brilliant. Just a flick of the wrists. She just watched the ball come alongside him. And then a flick of the bottom hand. Once again, middle of the bat, 4 runs. James Taylor is here at his alma mater before disappearing off to the bright lights of Nottinghamshire. Stern look on his face. Got 1 or 2 things to think about ahead of the Lord's Test match.
Must be an easy journey, that, from here to Notts, wouldn't you say? Must be a lot of roads into Notts, actually. Worcestershire. Seems an easy journey to make for a lot of players.
Well, Lancashire to Leicester seems to be quite a good journey as well. Bunch of Lancashire lads playing for the Foxes.
Alex Thompson. of the bat. The two fielders out on the leg side, mid-on is up, that's where he's looking to go. Thompson is just hoping he's going to be able to drag it, get him to drag it to that mid-wicket. Still, Jean Patel, the captain, stays up at mid-on. He's going to need a different field to Cosgrove. So two men back at deep mid-wicket, deep square leg for the right-hander. What have we got now? Man back at deep cover and a deep mid-wicket. Cosgrove might be looking straight.
And a good long look out to where the man is positioned at mid-wicket. He's very straight there, but I think mid-off might be his place.
Hint of turn?
Just a tiny bit, wasn't there? Just gripped a little. It's flat delivery as well. 57.5 miles per hour, so pushed it through. Big tall man, Alex Thompson.
Well, he has succumbed. Simple catch in the end. Looked to come down the ground straight, nothing but the bottom of the bat. Good captaincy, brave captaincy and excellent bowling. First wicket.
Yep, he was definitely looking to go over mid-off. But Alex Thompson just speared it in towards leg stump, and that ball crucially didn't grip. If it had turned, he might have been able to keep the blade open and get it over mid-off. But as it happened, it hit the inside half of the bat, landed in the hands of Banks at mid-on. Cosgrove's gone for 20, it's 40 for 1.
Yeah, you just regret not going right through with the shot, not 100% committed to it. A game of cat and mouse, as it so often is with a spinner in the power play. Excellent over. Well, it has paid off, bowling a spinner in the power play. 5 overs done, 41 for 1.
I know every instinct is telling you to go in there, but you just...
Point agents on the street are Bell and Zidane. We need to secure this area immediately.
Just shut down half the city and I can't open it up until we know it's safe.
The brand new series of FBI starts Thursday at 9 on Sky Witness.
Wicket in the power play for the Bears. Big wicket at that in Cosgrove. It's going to be a change of ends here for Brooks. He's got away with that one.
Oh, that's brave captaincy. Quake. To the pitch, that's why it just held a little bit. There was a little bit of turn just before that previous delivery, just held enough. Simple catch, and you can see there Jean Patel, it was a brave move to bring in the spinner. Lovely shot, super shot, excellent batting, just using any width that's there. He may have created it himself really, just moved slightly leg side of the ball.
Played 2 glorious shots up and over the field to a wide mid-off region from the other end on this occasion, with power down through the ground, through the field. Clever bowling there from the youngster, just 20 years of age. And I think that's going to be the name of the game, particularly for the seam bowlers here this evening in Leicester. It's going to be that change of pace. Cutters on this pitch. Been fortunate enough to see a lot of international women's cricket here of late. It's one of those decks that I think batters happy to get out and get themselves in, but if you do get that start, as Cosgrove did, you want to keep going. It'll be another 4. Smart play again.
Yeah, it's smart play. He's almost getting rewarded because of that brilliant shot at the start of the over. Henry Brooks now feels under pressure. That's probably his best delivery that got hit for 4 because of the brilliance of the batting, and now he's just experimenting a little bit. He's under pressure.
He also knows, you saw from the graphic just before, the strike rate is up over 400 when you're pushing it wide of off stump, so he's wanting to get away from that strike zone. But then in trying to go more stump to stump line, then it allows Swindle to open up the leg side. All confusion. There was a yes and a no. A direct will be interesting. 50 comes up. A ball short of the end of the power play.
Yeah, direct hit would have been just short. 9 from the over then, just a ball to go. It's been a very good start this. It is a good pitch. It's coming on nicely. Aaron Lilly.
.160 strike rate for his career, 188 this season in the blast. Watchful to finish off the power play, 50 for 1 after 6.
Well, Jeetan Patel said he wasn't unhappy about losing the toss and quite liked the idea of having a bowl first, and what he's found out since is this is a very good pitch. Any width, like on most surfaces, will get punished. That's what Mark Cosgrove did so well against Fidel Edwards, just using the pace that was there. Didn't bowl badly at all. Fidel Edwards, and he's bowled brilliantly for the Birmingham Bears so far in the competition. There's the dismissal then with Captain Patel. That's the ball there, that's the ball we were talking about. That's the best ball that Henry Brooks can bowl, and it still went for 4. And just put him under pressure for the rest of the over.
To reach for it, then a little bit of work needs to be done on the boundary line as well. You forget about the skill set of players when you don't see them for a while. Mark Cosgrove, we grew up watching him in Australia. Wonderful to see. He hasn't lost the ability just to use his wrists in his shots, as we saw on that shot as well there from Swindle. Again, they're going to push the field. This is home ground knowledge here from the 2 players out in the middle. A really good sense of the depth of the shot and the ability to come back for 2. Managed to keep Lilly quiet for at least 2 deliveries. Magnificent strike rate so far this season. Strong breeze blowing right to left of screen. Oh, rank short ball, and gets what it deserves.
Mark Cosgrove's come to join us, and there was a sort of a groan really that he was stood here and not having to face that, because he knows he just missed out on a short ball that he would have smacked either for 4 or 6. Well played, thanks for coming to join us.
No worries, cheers, anytime.
Seven overs gone, 59 for 1.
How's it out there, conditions-wise?
It's not too bad. It's a little bit slower than we've played on lately, so I think a good score's going to be north of 170. I think 170 with these small boundaries and fast outfield. I think 170 is still a pretty good score. So we're probably on track for that. If Lilly gets in and been doing what he's done for the last 3 or 4 games, we can nearly touch that 200 from here.
It's going to be Wainman now coming into his second over. Has he been striking them like that in the nets as well? Is he a danger?
He doesn't bat too much in the nets, to be fair. He normally stands to the end and gets some stick and some throwdowns at the end. Doesn't face too many bowlers, which he enjoys it. I think some people don't like the nets, and I think Lewis is one of them.
Not the best of starts there from Wainman. Decision to bat first as well. It's always been sort of mentioned that it's a difficult ground to try and defend. Does that add another 20 onto that total that you were talking about?
No, not really. I think the way we bowled last week at Worcester shows that under pressure our bowlers can come up with the goods.
Look through, the field's up on the offside. And Spindle's start continues, 36 from 22.
I must say, Swindles loves the TV game. I think last year at Derby he got some runs as well, and I think we sent him over, so I think he's really keen to get a man to match to get another interview tonight. So,
Well, we'll ask him about that one then.
Yeah, no, definitely. We got him again with Mr. Harry probably a couple of weeks later to predict the Ashes on our WhatsApp group, and he fell for it again, so there'll be no trouble getting him for an interview tonight.
I think it'll be long before you two started talking about the Ashes. Anyway, there you go.
What he is a young kid who has no fear, and the way he's been playing cricket this year has been fantastic. It's a real bonus for us to have some young kids coming through from the academy. I think Harry's been here since he was a little boy, so it's great to have some identity, and he really loves the club and loves being around Leicester. So for us, that's a massive bonus, and he's a fantastic talent as well.
You still loving it? You know, 35 years of age, you're still whacking them for 4 and 6?
Yeah, I do. I still enjoy it. It's different now. Obviously, I'm not chasing a dream as such. I'd love to see us in Division 1. If that's this year, next year, the year after, you never know. But yeah, I still enjoy it. I still love the battle, the contest. I love bat v ball. I love blokes getting stuck into me and vice versa. So I do really love that.
Who's the best bowler you've faced so far this year then? Who's put you under most pressure?
This year? Phil got me up first ball last game. So this year, who we faced? I think it's hard to go past Joffre. We haven't faced him this year, but last year he was amazing. And we played again Sussex first game this year, and Jordan was exceptional with the ball again, and Ollie Robinson. I think they're the benchmark in Div 2 at the moment, especially if they can get all their quicks on the park. It's a pretty good attack.
8 overs gone, 68 for 1.
Just expand on that. Why then is he so difficult to face, Joffre? I mean, obviously there's a pace there, but what is it like to face him?
Well, when you face quicks, they normally have a build-up. If you face sort of, I was lucky enough to face Brett Lee when he was bowling quick, and it was a 35-minute run-up, so you're getting ready, you're getting ready for it. With Joffre, he is 15 metres and then it's 150. You actually don't really get a rhythm with him, and because he doesn't look like he bowls quick, it's so natural. It's just flick the wrist and it's coming out at 150. It's so hard to line up. You don't get that adrenaline rush where you go, this is going to be quick, this is going to be quick. It sort of just hits you. So I was really surprised he didn't play the first test, but I'm excited to see him hopefully bat a second.
Oh, the rankful toss. Cosgrove's asking for a no ball. I don't think you're going to get it, Mark.
No, I think it's just under. I think they'll check it though.
Come on, how much of the Ashes did you watch?
I watched quite a bit. I don't really like watching a lot of cricket, but I did this game, and it was I watched last day, and that was amazing to see Nathan Lyon bowl the way he bowled. Over the last few years, he's had a bit of trouble on fifth days, but he was fantastic the last day. Oh, get up.
Well, not enough on it, and just misjudged the catch. A chance goes begging there for the Bears.
he should have picked it up. He didn't quite get there in time, not quite the legwork. It was up in the air for a long, long time. Not quite the middle of the bat, and that saved him this time. There, he may have just set off a little late. In the end, it needed something a bit more spectacular, a dive forward maybe.
Well, the question everyone's been asking, how do you get Steve Smith out? Have you got an idea?
I'm not sure. I have an idea. I don't know if I think you need to play more sporting wickets, to be fair. I think it needs to come down to maybe nipping the ball around, swinging it around. The thing of that first morning was more English conditions than day 5. And you had the Aussies on the rope at sort of 8 for 120 in English conditions, then flattened out maybe to a bit like an Australian track where it got a bit flatter and spun the last day. It'd be really interesting what Lords produce. I think they produce maybe not as bad as the Irish test, but something in it for sort of nibbles and swings. I think it would be a really good test for the Aussie batters.
Be nice to give the home crowd a little win as well.
Yeah, definitely. They all come in for our night games. They're a fantastic crowd, so hopefully we can get a win tonight and they can come back Friday night against Northants, I think. So yeah, hopefully they can roll back in.
There we go. Appreciate your time.
No worries. Cheers, boys. Thanks.
Easily worked for 1 to finish off the 9th. And the Foxes moved to 76 for 1. That's what they've managed to do well here, the Foxes. Put 2 decent partnerships together. 40 for the first wicket. And now the partnership of 36 from just 26 deliveries for the second. Mark Cosgrove talking about that score in and around the 170 mark. So they'll be looking at heading around 9s. The captain brings himself on. Well, the edge, and that's going to fall short of Brooks again. Sometimes the ball just follows you.
Yeah. This is a great challenge. He's a very fine bowler in any format, the Buchanan Championship or T20.
Slog sweep, does it have the legs? It does. First 6 of the innings.
Super strike, just going with the spin. There is a little bit of spin, that'll just encourage Jeetan Patel, but it also creates the angles for the batsman to hit the ball away leg side. Not a big boundary here.
He's got that reasonably stiff breeze to work with as well. That's an edge, and that's going to race away.
Yeah, that was a little bit of luck. Sometimes you see batsmen just hang back and open the face. He was going the other way. He was trying to go with that spin, and the leading edge took it fine. Defensive start then for Jeetan Patel.
Oh, that's big. Sounded good. Looks good. That's the way to bring up the 50 partnership.
Yeah, it may just be a calculated assault as well, because they might see Jeetan Patel as the key man here in the middle overs. And Aaron Lilly says none of it. We'll take you for as many as we can, as quickly as we can. People talk about spin in the shorter formats as if it's a real bonus for the bowler. Sometimes it can be a real bonus for the batsman. That's my point, really. You can just create angles. You can go with the spin. That's what he's done so well so far in this over.
Fine up, Finny, just a couple, mate. That's good.
Doesn't hit a lot of balls to bowlers in the nets, uses a lot of stick work, just saves all these good shots for out in the middle. Happy to work the 5th ball. More runs. They're going to have a look for 2. Turn blind. Was confident that he could get back and does so. It's a big over, 20 for the Bears. It's 96 for 1.
What's the next big thing? Your whitest smile. Introducing Colgate Expert Anti-Stain with advanced dual action. It removes deep-set and dark surface stains for up to 3 shades whiter teeth. Reveal your whitest smile. With new Colgate Expert Anti-Stain. You've got it.
Terrific partnership. Mark Cosgrove here just a few moments ago saying 170. If they go well, maybe a bit more. Well, they're on track for a little bit more. 27 from 30, you don't see that very often. 20 from Jean Patel's first over. It was a heave leg side. Evening, Rob.
Hello, Nicholas. How are you?
Yeah, good.
It was interesting what Mark Cosgrove was saying about the pitch, a bit slower than they're used to here. Also 170 becomes a good score.
Also just shows how good the pitches have been here. This is not a bad pitch by any means, is it? It's a good pitch. Taken, simple catch, nowhere near the legs. Thompson's done it again. He just misread the length there. Aaron Lilly trying to power it back over long off.
Well, he's always in for a quick time. Is Lilly not a long time, but what he does, he hurts you. Comes in, throws caution to the wind. This is exactly his role. Try and get you ahead of the game. Oh, I'd say that's job done from him. 28 from 15, 98 for 2.
Colin Ackerman, skipper. Nice time to come in with the side, 98 for 2. He's played pretty well. He's got a couple of half centuries in the competition so far. Swept hard, finds the gap, absolutely no chance in the deep. So they're just having a go here at the spin, firstly of Jean Patel, now of Alex Thompson.
That is hit so hard. There's not a lot of bounce, so actually the sweep becomes a decent option.
Oh! It's good bowling, just a little quicker, just gripped enough. 11 gone, 103 for 2. We've been awash with guests in the pod today. Mark Cosgrove has come and gone. Paul Farbrace, Barbie's joined us.
Good evening, Nick.
How are the Bears looking after you?
Good, yeah, very good. Lovely club, nice people. Had a lot of big games there recently. Obviously the Test match, World Cup. So it's been a good year to be there so far.
What's your official title now? What are they
Sport
calling you?
Director.
Sport Director.
Sport Director, yes.
Right. Okay.
So do you do other sports then, or?
Well, we have a football pitch on the practice ground, but that's just for the England players, not for us.
Don't have to try and sort out Aston Villa.
Well, it's good to have them back in the Premier League. Nice to have a Premier League club in the city, so that's good. Somewhere to go on a Saturday afternoon.
and just a little bit of luck for the Bears.
Fantastic catch, that magnificent catch, Michael Burge. He's done well for us. Hasn't quite got the runs that in this tournament he's threatened to get. He's had some really good starts, hasn't quite kicked on. He's an explosive batter, but that's a brilliant catch. Any keeper would be chuffed with that. That's magnificent, that. Very impressive.
Yeah, you always feel slightly unlucky as a batsman when you're out in that fashion, but the Bears will take all that they can. Not Colin Ackerman's day today with a bat 4 from 3. 104 for 3. Well, he was with us, Mark Cosgrove, just 10 minutes ago, and he said 170. We want 170. What do you reckon to that?
I'll take that now.
Yeah.
170, be very happy with that. It's very small boundaries. Nice of Nico to bring the boundaries in for the batters, isn't it? I mean, the one good thing is with short boundaries like this, it actually makes your batsman play with a bit more intent, I reckon. So I think that could be really good for us tonight. That's the one area probably we've just lacked a bit of intent.
Jeaton saying at the toss that he's quite happy to have a bowl first. Is that because he feels his batting at the moment is perhaps the strength of the side with the injuries to the bowlers, or not?
I think actually we've bowled well this year. We've actually bowled very well in the game so far. And our batting, we've got some exciting strikers, but we haven't quite released the handbrake. And that's the one thing I'd just like to see us be a bit braver, and it may be with a total to chase, small boundaries, it may just be the night where our guys actually, it clicks for them.
Enjoying the change of role then, not being quite so hands-on out there.
Yeah, it's at times can be frustrating when you want to get involved a little bit more, but at the same time it's been good to actually take a step back, have a little bit more time to make decisions, so I'm not quite as maybe heated in my decisions as I might have been in the past, so that's been quite good for me.
Do you miss the more the actual day-to-day coaching, though?
Yeah, definitely.
Working with individuals.
Yeah, and that's something that, you know, I think will take a little bit of getting used to, and all of the directors of cricket I've spoken to all say exactly the same, and everybody seems to do it slightly differently. Each club has it slightly differently. At the moment, my role is very much not involved in anything practical at the moment.
12 overs gone, 108 for 3.
To be fair, though, there's been an awful lot of time on the telephone. I've been a bit like Harry Redknapp recently, finding lone players from all over the place. I think the only thing that's been lacking is the interviews through the window at the practice ground on the way in. But we spent an awful lot of time looking for players. We're in the same situation again now. Ashton Agar, we signed him for this. He did really well for us. And then unfortunately fractures his ankle on Sunday at Headingley. So, you know, I spent most of last night and all of today trying to find a replacement, which is not easy. And we've had the same in the Championship with too many injuries, really, for us.
For Swindle, quite brilliant 50, just 36 deliveries. Played with a great deal of style as well.
First 50 as well in any format for Leicestershire. Young Harry Swindle is just 20 years of age, very impressive.
The impressive thing has been the strong cricket shots, hasn't it? You know, it's interesting when you see young players going in T20 to see them play with good, strong shots rather than just looking to hack it and slog it. That's a very good sign for me.
It's also a good sign for the pitch. Really play good shots on good pitches as well. Mark Cosgrove saying this is perhaps a little slower than some of the pitches they've had, but still a good pitch.
Come at a good clip as well. What's his strike rate? 138. Decent bit of running. How long do you reckon, we always debate this, how long do you reckon it takes you to spot a good player, to work out that someone has something?
Well, I think you can see it quite quickly in some players, and I think what you're looking for is someone that's got a bit of nous who works the game out and knows how to play at various stages of the game. We have a young lad playing in our Championship side, Rob Yates. He played in an RL50 game here at Leicester, 60-odd batting at number 3 in his first game. and has come up against some very good attacks in Division 1. But straight away you can see the way that he plays, the way that he adapts his game and the way he reads the game. That's what you're looking for in a good young player.
Also seen a lot of international cricket really at close hand as well. What do you make of Dom Sibley?
I think he has played very well. I really like the way that he's strained his game out an awful lot, but his temperament, I think, is really well suited to international cricket. I know I've heard you mention once or twice, Keezy, about young Zach, and you know, I actually only once or twice, but I was at Canterbury watching the pair of them bat for England Lions against Australia, and I was very impressed not only with how straight they both played, but they both looked very comfortable in the game. Their body language at the crease, they both looked like they know what it's about, and I think that's what you're looking for. You're looking for, when players are tested, just by how they cope in that situation. You can tell a lot from watching the way that people go about it.
Talking about good young players, here's one. 50 off just 36 balls. There's lots of lovely shots down the ground, just open the face. That's the one I like. That was top of off stump. That's the best ball that Henry Brooks can bowl, and it still got clattered for 4. And that resulted just trying to experiment a little bit. That is moments of luck, but you need that. Yeah, really well played, young man. So they're pretty well placed. 116 for 3, 7 to go. For 13 from his 2. Oh, got lucky there. What's the latest on Ollie Stone? How is he? Bad news breaking today that he's got a back injury.
It's a great shame because he's actually made really good progress, and obviously having made his debut for England at Lords against Ireland in the squad for the last Test match, you know, it was a great place for him to be, but unfortunately he's had a flare up at the back, and we should know a little bit more tomorrow evening. But yeah, disappointing for him, massively disappointing for him.
Nice shot, not quite the middle, not quite the timing. I'm just going to have a little look. There's a gentle inquiry.
Just going back to the young player conversation, I think also you're looking for young players that understand and know their game, and they understand their practice, and I think that's something else. I watched a little bit in the morning before those guys played against Australia A, and just seeing them go about their practice, talking to Andy Flower, how impressed he was about players knowing their game. So when you take a player from county cricket into the Lions and then into the senior team, you're looking for people that come in. That's what Rory Burns impressed in the winter with us with the senior team.
That's pretty impressive too. May have strayed slightly in line, but it was so predetermined. The length was good, and it just helped it on its way.
You know, Rory came in and someone that, you know, he seemed to really know his game. He understands his game. Again, he's got a very good temperament, and whilst he didn't get the runs over the 2 winter tours, he got an 80-odd in West Indies in Barbados. To see him get 100 in that first Test, I think is real testament to him as a person and his character and his personality.
You're one of the people who had some skin in the game as far as England were concerned in the World Cup. You must have been so pleased after that super over.
I was quite excited. I've got to say, I was leaping around my front room, but it was it was just brilliant to watch, and to see the players' faces at the end of it, and to see Morg's face, raising that trophy, all the commitment, the effort that went into that, it just fantastic. And especially for Morg, obviously all the players, but especially for Morg too. He stuck by players, he stuck by methods, he stuck by plans, and he knew it was the right thing to do. So for him, I was absolutely delighted for him.
Big appeal, but either bat or going down. Either way, not a lot going for it. Well, certainly not bat. Georgie Burns says leg buys. You're going down the leg side. 129 for 3.
New season, new hope. Wonderful Arsenal goal.
More passion.
More glory. Liverpool
Liverpool v Norwich is the first of 4 great Premier League games this weekend. New season, new dreams. Sky Sports. Feel it all.
Returning from the Pavilion end, number 29, Alex Thompson.
Oh, really well, 2 for 20 from 3. Alex Thompson, so Jeevan Patel just mixing up his off-spin options. Dom Sibley, looking forward to watching him bat a little later. Just his second game of the competition, he scored 64 in his first.
Alex Thompson bowling here is actually one of our massive successes of this summer. He's someone that, through injuries, played in the RL50, was probably our standout player in that tournament, and as a result of bowling well in that, has got himself into this. So, through the misfortune of losing players through injuries, it does create opportunities, and you're looking for young players to take them.
What about 4-day cricket? What's his 4-day game like?
Yeah, I think he's someone who's going to end up batting at 6, being a second spinner, catching at slip. He's a bit of an old-fashioned cricketer for me, very solid in everything that he does. He looks solid, but he's just a very good, solid bloke who gives you 100% every single game. And you know, he's never going to be someone who's going to light the sky up, but he will be dependable day in, day out for you.
Well, that was terrific running. Great awareness because of the angles that the off-spinner's creating. The deep mid-wicket and the long on, the very deep, and he just pushed it in the gap and knew straight away that there was 2. Intelligent batting. Have to hurry here. And, might get a bonus now, long on in quickly enough.
That is exactly what everyone used to do to me pretty much my entire career at extra cover. Poor old Jeevan Patel, they just see you and off they go. And what you end up doing is things like that.
And I was talking about the emotional side of me earlier. That was one of the things that used to bring the emotions out of me when I was coach and Keezy was captain at Kent. I did see him smiling earlier when I mentioned how I'm a bit more distant now, I'm a bit calmer, and I saw that little smile, which I've seen many times before. So that was one of the things that used to get me off my seat occasionally.
We have great sympathy with you. 137 for 3 from 15.
Returning from the net end, Fidel Edwards.
Paul Farbrace leaves us. Fidel Edwards takes the ball. He has 2 overs left out of the remaining 5. Leicestershire are well placed. Foxes 137 for 3 with 5 to go. 10 and over for the last 5 gets them 187. You'd be banking on somewhere near 10s given the position that they're in at the moment. That has been smeared into the leg side and has gone all the way. They might not settle for 10s, Mel.
This could be a very interesting last 5 overs, particularly if these 2 can hit the majority of the balls off the boundary. Found himself running back on the ball, always difficult then to judge it. That is the side that they'll try and pepper as much as possible. Pick it up in the breeze, let it go.
Whipped again. A little bit of a stutter. This pair, Swindles and Hill, have run well together. Looking forward to seeing Lewis Hill play. Heard a bit about it. Wicket-keeper batsman from Leicester. He's proving to be entertaining. 22 from 13.
was fantastic to listen to Paul Farbrace talk about what makes, in his mind, a good cricketer. And not once did he talk technique in any stretch of those 5 overs. He was talking about temperament and nous, game sense. And I think these two in the middle have shown wonderful game sense, running between wickets, which boundaries they're targeting.
It's the first dot ball of the partnership, 41 from 27. Yeah, interesting. It's interesting that technique seems to have become something of a dirty word in the game of cricket. I do wonder about the sort of percentage split between technique and sort of mental capacity and game awareness, nous, positive, all those other attributes. It differs from person to person as to what they set a higher store on. Lofted. Mid-off is inside the circle, won't get back. Will Rhodes hauls it in. There is an argument that says if you've got a really good technique and you're happy with how you're moving and how you're playing, then it makes your mental state a lot better, a lot clearer, a lot easier. And all those other things then follow on from it.
I think the big one in there is that game sense as well. And that's a factor that, Mark Cosgrove said he doesn't watch a lot of cricket, but he does pick things up, and that's the most important thing. Little uppercut. Couple of bounces to the boundary. Good way to finish off the over. 14 from it. And they go to 151 for 3.
What's the next big thing? Your whiter smile. Introducing Colgate Expert Anti-Stain with advanced dual action. It removes deep-set and dark surface stains for up to 3 shades whiter teeth. Reveal your whiter smile. With new Colgate Expert Anti-Stain. You've got it.
Really good over. The 16th. Cadell Edwards finished off with a short and wide delivery. Sure, he was looking to try and tuck up Lewis Hill, but just gave him enough width to get underneath it and get it up and over point. Head scratching indeed. This is looking like being a big old score. A pitch that's been slightly slower perhaps than they've been accustomed to here at Grace Road. Calling it Grace Road, it's the Fisher County ground now. We don't even come in on Grace Road anymore. Curzon Street at the back there. Expensive properties on Curzon Street in London. Might get one at a little bit of a better price up here.
Great work, Rhoda! Awesome, Rhoda!
I'll take your word for it, Butch. It's a good start to the over here. They need just to peg one back here. The captain looking to lead the way.
Oh, that's gone miles. That's going to be up and over the meat. See that huge expanse of field that is not being used here. Boundary cushions are a long, long way in, but it wouldn't have made any difference. That was hit beautifully by Hill. That brings up the 50 partnership.
Well, they brought the 100 up with a 6, and they've brought the 50-run partnership up now with probably the biggest of a lot of them.
Goes again. That's gone again. It's out of here. Jeet Patel is being treated with disdain out there at the moment. Aren't they enjoying it?
This one a lot flatter. Didn't quite get the length as he did on the last one. Still had the power and the placement. Here with the eyes. He's ready for it. He wanted it.
Yeah! Big shout. It was fuller, flatter deception that Jeet Patel is able to pull off with a quick arm action. It may just have pitched outside leg stump. Not much in it, but umpire making the right call. Now 15 runs from the 17th. Jeet Patel has figures of 3 overs, 2 dot balls, 42 runs. Get treated like that very often. 166 for 3.
Yep, everyone's got a bit of tap this evening from the Bears. Thompson, the pick of the bowlers, 2 for 20 off his 4 overs. Dot ball count very low this evening.
Impressive Henry Brooks. Looks like he's over the back injuries that dogged him last year. Beginning of this, yeah, much better than that.
I think that's the temperament that Paul Farbrace is talking about, isn't it? You come back on and late in the innings and you've got 2 set players that have got a partnership 62 from 36, and he absolutely nails the first delivery.
Well, that's brilliantly caught. Really well done by Burgess. Had a bit of pirouetting to do as the ball went over his shoulder, but he kept his cool. Temperament intact. Same with Brooks. A much needed breakthrough for the Bears.
We spoke about temperament, the ball before. We can talk about technique on that one. That was the ball out of the back of the hand. Landed in a good area. Lack of pace on the ball meant that it didn't race away for another boundary. And as Mark Butcher said, very good catch there from Burgess. Wonderful innings comes to an end. 63, just 50 deliveries. The Bears are 166 for 4.
Batsman. Harry Dearden on strike. Oh, in fact, it doesn't. An error. Bit of sloppy, messy cricket there, and Hill has got himself back on strike.
Yeah, wonderful awareness there by the Foxes, being able to get the single but then get back on strike. Got Hill on strike. He's faced 20 deliveries. He'd want to face the majority of the rest.
Spot on. Really is a one to watch, Henry Brooks. Don't get bored of saying it either. Still only 19. Improving all the time, getting stronger. But the basic skill and ability is still there.
I like the way he's taking ownership of his over as well. He's got good control of the fielders, good chats with the captain. Everyone's on the same page.
Yeah, slower ball as well. Made a big show of making sure that Fine Leg was back on the fence. Perhaps Dearden was expecting something short and quick. Got the exact opposite.
I think you've converted me as well, Butch. You know, I'll be singing his praises as well, because this has been a fantastic over. Taking the momentum out of the Foxes' innings.
Yep, closes it out too. Just 3 from the 18th, 169 for 4.
Have everyone been to toilet? Sergei.
Hi, popcorn. Yay, thank you.
Oh.
Yay.
Oh, enjoy more time together with a whole year of Meerkat movies on the Meerkat app.
From the pavilion end, Fidel Edwards.
Fidel Edwards will bowl out. None for 30 from his 3 so far. There's could do with a good one in the penultimate over. Bowling at Lewis Hill is striking at over 200. It's been mightily impressive. There's yellow boundaries, one of them off the spin. He goes up and over. Gets it over. Sam Hain manages to haul it in. His full commitment to the stroke is why he got away with it.
I think he just misjudged it initially, Hain, because the drop step, he sort of just went straight back rather than dropping the right shoulder. He got himself caught up fractionally, but did well as he dragged it back in from the boundary. He's now been sent back.
Off cutter. It's under-edged into the leg side. They'll come back for a couple. You're just taking a bit of a moment. Gather his thoughts. Take a breath. Slashed away through the offside. That's 50 for Hill.
Well, I was loving his shots down the ground. We saw those interception points. But that is a very classy way to bring up the 50. Just the 3 dot balls amongst those 24 deliveries.
Got an answer on the leg side as well. Just fractionally wrong from Fidel Edwards. Hill makes him pay.
There it is, a little smile after the acknowledgement as well from Dearden. And this is just knowing where your field is as well. Didn't try and overhit it, knew the field was up. Pressure on Edwards.
Slower ball, and he's got the field set for it. Thankful to see Lewis Hill off strike. His career blessed. Career blessed? Well, his career may be blessed, who knows? Best in the class for him this evening.
Come round to you.
He's hit it everywhere. Angle, every shot covered. And all of them hit with a crack of the bat. Sounded like Indiana Jones's bullwhip. No relation. Indiana, is he? It's been timed beautifully as well. Work to do for Hain. Does it well. 2 from the last delivery. 15 from the over. Lewis is on strike for the last. 184 for 4.
No relation, but did enjoy the movies. Love an adventure.
Yes, you do. Some excellent partnerships for the Foxes this evening. 40 between Cosgrove and Swindles. 58 Lillian Swindles. I think Swindles or Swindells. We need to check that out. 62 between him and Lewis Hill. It's been a fabulous effort from the Foxes that doubtless will have head coach Paul Nixon purring with enthusiasm. Desperately try and get back for 2 here. Lewis decides to come. And a bad bounce means that they both get home.
you're right. Hill was always looking to get back on strike. You can see the ball coming in here and just hitting the edge of the square. Not a chance for Burgess.
Oh, it's gone straight up. Brooks says it's his, and he takes it. Very well done, youngster. That is the end of a fabulous innings from Lewis Hill.
Yep, like him more and more every time he does something. Straight away, as soon as this went up, eyes on the ball, he called it straight away. Yeah, there was no fielders around it, but it was just his intent to get there. Had complete control of it, you know, when someone's underneath it that they're going to take it, and he did. The end of a fine innings there for Hill, 58 from 28. The score is 186 for 5.
Brilliant stuff. Great to see youngsters having an effect on the game. Lewis Hill just 23 years of age. Henry Brooks 19. Got him! Absolutely dead. Doesn't get much better than that from Henry Brooks.
Well, he's just got the package now. He's got the nous, he's got the skill set, and he's got the emotion. He's packaging it up nicely, and he's on a hat-trick as well. 186 for 6.
Fabulous Yorker. So good. Absolutely no chance whatsoever for Dearden to get his bat down on that.
Does he go again?
Without doubt. Without a doubt. You never know. Gets it slightly wrong. Batter will be swinging, could go straight up in the air, but hit those stumps. Length perfect. Line. Not quite. There's the end of Hill. So he's managed to deceive him into hitting one straight up the chimney. Did the work himself. Didn't need anybody else for that one either. Dare say there was a bit of technique involved in being able to deliver a Yorker like that. Goes up there again. There is the 50th run from the last 5. 187 for 6. At one point it looked as though they might make 200, but Henry Brooks has had plenty to say about it. Took 1 for 3 in his third over, and there's 2 for 3 in this one. Now there'll be a couple here. Might come back for a third. No, there was a slight fumble. But Henry Brooks has meant that the Bears will be chasing 190. Took 3 for 8 in his last 2 overs at a time where the Foxes looked as though they were going to haul in 200 with ease. Jink Patel didn't have the best of nights with the ball, but he is charging up his troops for what will be a big run chase, but one that is probably not out of sight on this surface and with these ground dimensions. But Henry Brooks was quite brilliant at the end. Performance that belies his tender years.
Leicester, we're very happy with that indeed. We had Mark Cosgrove in the pod earlier. In early doors, they were looking around that 170 mark. They've got an extra 19. Partnerships were key. Some big totals individually as well. A little bit of momentum. Good power play for the Foxes.